Hey BookTube, this is Friday Reads. I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks, and this weekend I have a lot to tell you about. I have 4 books going. One of those I'm about 75% of the way through, so I think I'm going to finish it. And one I haven't picked up yet, and actually it's 5 books because of the one I haven't picked up yet. But let me tell you what they are. First of all, the one I'm almost finished with is on my iPad. It is an ebook. It is the 11th book in the McCarthy's of Gansett Island series by Marie Force. I've been working my way through that series I think there are 15 books out at present, and this one's called Gansett After Dark. And you know, I've talked about it before. I've talked about the series. I'll talk about it in a review where I do a separate review of just the series, but it's just contemporary romance. I love the world, I love the characters, and I really enjoy them. These books don't take very long to get through, and I don't listen to them. I read them as ebooks because I don't like the narrator. So I'm about done with that, and then I also have Written and Read by Anne Bishop. And this is book one of the others. It's available on audio, and I tried it, didn't like it, went to the ebook, gave up because I got distracted by some shiny thing. I'm such a magpie. And then I went back to the audiobook because somebody said, well, Gwen at the Gwendolyn Reading Method said, you should stick with that, it's worth it. And so once again, it's the characterizations that this narrator has for some of the characters. One of them in particular is a wolf, and he can shapeshift. And her voice for him, I just don't like it. It doesn't ring very true to the character for me. Now, that's personal preference. I think a lot of people would think that it was fine, but I don't know. The longer the book went on, the more distracted I got, and I thought, you know, I just need to pick this up again as an ebook, so I did. And I actually really like the story. It's fairly interesting, much more so than the last time I picked it up as an ebook. So I'm working my way through that too. I'm almost halfway done with that. I will probably finish that this weekend. And then on audio, I have The Pirates of Punta Servanda. This is book 4 in the Pillars of Reality series by Jack Campbell. And I knew when the 6th book came out that I was going to want to read the whole thing all over again. So I've been marathoning the series. Just finished book 3, which is The Assassins of Altice, and I loved it. There is a little snippet of that book where MacLeod Andrews voices this old couple in a map maker's shop, and I gotta play it for you because I thought it was hilarious.
I believe that the map which we seek will not be found in a drawer, Elaine replied. Marie made a defeated gesture and waved him inside. The old tower? The old man nodded in instant recognition. I haven't been asked about that since the year of the current emperor's inauguration, his wife finished. Yes, but that wasn't someone asking how to get there. It was someone who had seen it in the distance and wondered what it was. His wife completed the sentence.
I was listening to that when I was driving, and I very nearly had a wreck. I was laughing so hard. So anyway, finished that. I thought that was probably the best one of the series for me. So now I'm on to book 4. I'll probably finish that this weekend. I have to tell you that one of the best reasons to read that series is the fact that it's got this kick-ass main character. She has a lot of expectations placed on her from the outset, and she kind of has to prove herself over and over and over again. And then it shifts to where she's placing a lot of these expectations on herself, and so then she feels like she's got to rise up and meet those. And the story of how she does that, the way she feels insecure, and that yet the way that that pressure really pushes her to rise up and really meet these expectations and just like be the hero. It's kind of cool. And it's a girl. So I just think that's really empowering and a good reason to read the series. The other book I haven't started yet, and it is called Moth and Spark. It is by Leonard, and on audio it is narrated by Christian Colson. I haven't started it, but the reason I'm going to read it at all, there's a story behind it. I was having a conversation on the phone with daughter number 2. Okay, I have 5. They're the Eskimo, the animator, the Barbie doll, the genius, and the baby. Okay, so this is the animator. She lives far away and she animates video games for a living. So she and I were talking about the latest trip that she had made to Dollar Tree. And she said, "Oh, Mom, I bought a book and I wanted to tell you about it." Okay, well, I don't talk about books with my family at all because I get started and I'm passionate and I want to talk forever about them and they get bored really quickly. So generally speaking, they don't talk about books with me. But she said she bought this book. It's called Moth and Spark. It was really pretty. It had a gorgeous map. It was fantasy. She read the synopsis and she thought, "Oh, I think I might like this." And I thought, "Oh, okay, well." So I looked it up on Goodreads and it looks like strong romance, and that is not her thing. And I thought, well, we'll see how that goes. Well, I was talking to her again last night, and she said, "I started that book." And I said, "Really? What'd you think?" And she said, "Oh, Mom, you got to get this on audio so we can read it together. I want to talk to you about it." And I thought, "You're kidding me. A person in my family wants to talk books with me." I think I nearly, jumped right off the sofa and danced a little dance around the room. I was so excited. So I haven't started it yet. I did grab it from Audible and I'm hoping to get that going probably later today. Now the other thing that I may pick up if I get time, which I probably won't, but it's next up for the 1st of next week, and that is called Spin. It's by Robert Charles Wilson and it is narrated on audio by Scott Brick. I just grabbed it because my friend Karen finished it and she said it's about science on some kind of level, science fiction with a strong science element. Well, she's speaking my language. She and I love that kind of stuff. And anytime she finishes a book and says it's good, then I think, "Oh, should I read that?" So I'm going to do that too. So that's kind of on the schedule coming up for the 1st of next week when I finish these 2 other things. And that is my weekend. What are you reading this weekend? I always want to know. So let's talk about all that in comments. And that is it for now from me. Have a great weekend and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.